software that we used for the first session is Filmora X by Wondershare. Uh, we will also be using that software for this session also. In the first session, we focused on the basics of how to use the software and some basics of editing. In this session, particularly, we will be focusing on how to make a movie trailer. We will be making a movie trailer here and focusing on the ethics of making a movie trailer, of how to start a movie trailer, how to end a movie trailer, and all these things. So before we move on to the session, I need to make sure if there are any doubts from the previous session. So before you raise your hand, we will be sharing the recording for both the sessions. So if you missed it, please don't tell me to repeat it because we have to, do stuff for this session. If you have doubts, you can ask, but we will be sharing the recording. So I'll stop sharing and you can raise your hand if you have any doubts.
Didi, I had a question. Can you just repeat things about the green screen that you taught yesterday?
Okay. How about I repeat it in the end? Because, okay, I'll repeat it right now only. Any other doubts regarding the software? I'll take them all. Okay, I don't think there are any other doubts. Okay, how to do green screen? Let's take one of the sample videos from here. Let's take the sample video, drag and drop it here. We all know how it works. Okay, drag it to the starting of the timeline. This is the video. Okay, we need a background on the green part. Okay, wherever the green part is, we want some other background there. Okay, let's click on the video and let's go to this edit tool here. Scroll down, click on this chroma key green screen. Okay, it will automatically detect the green screen here. It will automatically detect the green screen here, but if it doesn't, use this tool. This is called the color picker tool, and just click on the background. Okay, now if you play the video, you'll see this is black. This just means that whatever part was green is now transparent in your video. Okay, now the video is transparent. Let's add a background to it, a background we want. Okay, so let's choose some background from Wondershare sample videos. Let's take this one. Now, what happens in the timeline is whatever video or media is in the above timeline is given preference. So if the above timeline media will overtake the media below it. What we need to do is keep this green screen in the above timeline of the background time. Okay. Now if you play it, you see this is how this works. Okay. I hope it's clear.
Sorry, Didi, I forgot to lower my hand.
No problem. If you have any doubts from the previous class, you can ask right now. Then we'll move on to today's session. Okay, let's start with today's session then. Yeah. So I already gave an introduction of what we're going to do in this session. For those who have come just now, let me repeat it. We're going to focus on making a movie trailer for today's session. and the ethics of movie trailer, of how to start a movie trailer and all. Okay, so making a trailer is a topic. Now for that we have a short movie selected. I just selected this short movie called Umbrella. I have increased the speed. It's like 8 minutes, but I've increased the speed. So we'll just watch it really quickly. I'll also give you the link if you want to, properly watch the video. I'll share it in the chat box. Okay. So we'll just watch this movie. It's a short film, a really good short film. Let me share my computer audio for this. Okay. I have increased the speed of this video. So yeah. So that's the movie trailer. Um, yeah, so this is the short film that we're going to make a trailer for. I also shared the link to this video, that YouTube video on the chat box. I increased the speed of this video. It's a 8 minute long film. You can watch it if you want. Um, okay, let me share my screen again. So I already have this video downloaded with me. I'll share with you if you want. Um, okay, so let's get started. You'll open Filmora, go to new project, and you'll get this window. Let's import the video first. Double click on the video. You see this is the right one. It is. I'll just stop sharing my computer sound for a while. Okay. Now, um, before bringing the video into the timeline, let's go through the scenes and see how to start the trailer first. So I'll tell you how to start a trailer. Okay. You can start by cutting clips, cutting it into different scenes where the scenes are changing, but that's just one step. The other step is choosing an audio track. Um, this short film doesn't have dialogue. We'll talk about dialogue a little bit later, but I think the background music of this short film is quite good for using as the audio track of the trailer. So we'll just be using that. Now coming on how to start a trailer. Yeah. Um, the best way to start a music video or a trailer or anything is to start with a landscape or a scenery. You know, the first scene should not be a character or a figure or a person or a face or anything, or even a hand. It should not be a thing. Do not focus on a thing when you're starting. The first scene should always be a scenery or a landscape. I can show you some examples of it. Let's open. Yeah, like this is a very good example I can think of right now. When we, you see, it's not starting on the person itself. Let me, if you forward it a little, they want to show the person here, but they're just zooming in on the person to show the person, but it didn't start with the person. Um, that's just a simple example. Okay, so here what we can do is start with a scene, not with a person. With this boy, we know that this boy is the main character. I hope you all understood the story first. Let me just give you a, a quick recap on what the story is. It's the girl, she's bringing her toys to this foster home that is a home for children. Okay. Um, these children don't have their parents, so they're staying together, and the lady in the green suit is taking care of them. So the girl in the car is upset at her mom for taking her toys away from her. But when they get to the home, this boy sees this yellow umbrella, and he tries to steal the umbrella. Why? Because He has some history attached to it. Before his dad left him here at the home, he had the same umbrella. So, and after he grows up, he opens an umbrella shop with that girl. So yeah, that's the story. It's a pretty heart touching story. So yeah, look for the scenes. Okay. Okay. Let's focus on start on how to start. Okay. Always start the scene with the scenery. Uh, because the first scene should be pleasant. It shouldn't be um, something that is harmful to the eyes. Not harmful, but you shouldn't feel stressed when you're looking at the first scene. It should be the most pleasant scene at all. Okay. Do not start with a character. Do not focus on a character or a figure, and always zoom out of the scene to show motion. We will focus on this third point in just a minute. Let's focus on the first 2 points. Let's just always start with the scenery and do not focus on a character. Let's start making it a little bit. Look for a good scenery here. Okay. We can either start with the happy note and bringing it to the sad note, or we can either, you know, if you see the plot of how this movie is made, it's starting with a happy note. You know, it's a kiddish, interaction between these two kids, um, and then it's really sad when it's the flashback. I hope you're understanding everything. If you're not, let me enable the chat to um, me so you can, text me personally if there's something you can't understand. In this chat, in Zoom only, you can chat me. I hope you can. Okay. So this is the flashback scenes, and then the movie is moving towards the happy scene. Okay. It shows a little bit of how he still feels nostalgic. How to download it? I will share the video with you, or you can even find YouTube video downloaders online. So it's pretty easy to download the video. Yeah, let's bring the video into the timeline now. So the trailer should be nothing like the movie. If you can't reveal the movie in the trailer, um, because it always obviously has to be different. A trailer is much like a spoiler of the movie without the ending of the movie. You know, um, you are allowed to reveal the things of the movie, but you're not allowed to reveal the ending. It's like a book review. A book review consists of the starting, the climax, and everything, but never the ending, because the ending is what they're watching the movie for. So you can reveal anything at all you want except the ending. In our case, the ending is the happy part again, when the guy is happy again. So except for that, we can share everything. Now, if the trailer and the movie are similar, it becomes boring. Okay, if you watch the trailer and then the movie, it's just boring if it's going in the same sequence as the movie. So if you want to make start the scene with, if you want to move in the sequence as the movie, that if the trailer moves in sequence of the movie, it just makes no sense. It's just an extended version of the trailer with the ending. So change the sequence of events. Okay, here the events are bringing in the toys, stealing the umbrella, that interaction between the kids, and then the flashbacks, and then the guy is happy again. We can change the event of uh, the series of events here to make the trailer, to make it more interesting. Okay, so trailers can be suspicious. They should be as suspicious as you can make them, but suspicious here doesn't mean scary. of any sort. This is an animated kids movie, so make sure you maintain the purity of this movie. Okay. Um, what I was thinking of how we can start the trailer is from the flashback. Okay, let's go to the flashback and then let's relate the uh, yellow umbrella to the starting. That's how we can move with the trailer. So let me zoom out in the timeline to go to that scene with the flashback. Okay, so this is the happy part of the flashback. Okay, think of the flashback, the whole portion of flashback as a separate movie. Now, how are the flashbacks going? They are going from the happy part, no, to the every happy part to his dad leaving him. You can start with and it leads to the boy crying on the porch. You can also change the series of event here, you know, because we don't want it to be sad. It's a feel good movie. It's a happy ending movie. The trailer should depict that. Okay, if it's a horror movie, you can't add end it on a happy note. Okay, you can't end the trailer on a happy note if it's a horror movie. End the trailer on a note where the message of the movie is expressed. It's hard to understand this, but you'll get to know. Which software are we using? We are using Wondershare Filmora app. This all was told before the sessions and all. Okay. Okay, let's start with the movie. Okay. So I want to show this scene of this boy crying, but as we know, don't start on the as you know, okay. Comment on the third point of how to start a movie trailer. It says zoom in or zoom out to show motion. If we play the scene, you can see they're zooming in to show motion. Okay. But we also want a scene to start it with. So let's I think this is a pretty good scene. So let's cut it from here. Let's zoom in the timeline. Keep in mind the length of the trailer according to the movie. So if it's a short film of 5 to 10 minutes, make the trailer for 45 seconds or 30 seconds. In between 45 seconds, it should not exceed 45 seconds. If it's a long movie like the Bollywood movies or the Hollywood or the movies, make it for 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, even 2 minutes, depending on the length of the movie. Okay. Let's keep the same. Let's drag it above in the timeline to make it separate. Um, I'm just cutting out scenes I think which are potential for the trailer. So you go through the movie once or twice or thrice, watch it again and again. Keep the visions in mind. First, create a vision in mind of how to go. Okay, if you have written stories in English, in school, in writing skills, the teachers have always told you to create the story in your mind, make pointers of how your story is going by, then write the story. Do not just start and go with the flow because it always leads to extended word limit, or that happens when you're writing a story. You're writing it, you don't have a plot in mind, you're writing it and you're going with the flow. It's better, you get really good thought process when you're going with the flow while writing a story in English. But um uh, you're halfway done with the story, and when the climax part is reaching, you are getting short on the word limit or timing. So you just make it short and you compromise with the ending. Okay. That, or you just end it with like it's a dream. That's the worst way to end a story, by the way. You woke up from the dream. That whole story was a dream. That just shows that you couldn't find an ending to justify your story. So, it should be justified all along. Not just don't focus on the first part, how to do that. Keep a plot in mind. Keep on how you're going with the, trailer. Watch trailers of other movies, you know, to keep in mind how the movie goes. Also keep in mind the genre of the movie. You can't create a soothing, happy trailer for a horror movie. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Right now, I'm just cutting some clips to okay, I think it's enough for now. So we have the clips to start it. Let's delete everything else, you know. Let's cut this out. Okay, so we have everything we need right now. So this software is a little smart and it will automatically shift the videos to the starting of the timeline. Let's start creating a trailer on this timeline, or we could create it in a timeline. How we go by starting it is with the scene. This is the scene I think we should choose. We'll add the audio later. Let's mute the audio right now. This audio was of this clip. Let's add this again now. So you can always increase the video here if you think it's less. Now, I want it to be a little slow motion, this foot stepping thing. Let's um, go with this one. Give it time. No, this is a lot. Um, okay. Now, make sure you're starting with the part you left your previous scene in. Okay. Okay. Let's quickly start a little. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have so far. Okay. So this is all we're going to use from the flashback. Let's not get too dark with the flashback from the trailer because we have to leave something for the movie episode. Okay. I need to know if there are some doubts till now. So I'll stop sharing and you can ask it out.
Didi, can you tell how do you download videos from YouTube?
You can just search YouTube video downloads on Google.
Yeah.
You can just search YouTube video downloader on Google,
Okay.
or you can download a YouTube video downloader. So yeah.
Uh, Good evening, Didi.
What do you think?
Yeah, Didi. I wanted to ask that can we like in the trailer should we add VFX like the effects like will it be appropriate to add effects in it?
Basically it depends on the movie. If it needs to be more dynamic, use more dynamic stuff. You know, but if the movie is simple as we're using, we don't need to add something difficult to the movie. Okay. Um, really depends on the movie, how dynamic the movie is. Make the trailer more dynamic. We can't make
Okay, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah. You can continue. What was that?
Yeah, you can't make a dynamic sci-fi trailer for a feel-good movie. That's all.
Oh, yeah. And the trailer should be like, if the movie is of 12 to 15 minutes, then the trailer should be to 1 minute or 45 seconds. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't exceed 50
Oh,
seconds, I think.
okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other doubts? You can lower your hand if your doubt is clear. Okay, we'll continue. We'll go a little quickly now with making the trailer. So the next scene I had in mind is uh, at transition. Okay, let's go to the next point. Zoom out of the scene to show motion. Okay, whenever you're changing the scene, if you see here, um, we're zooming in a little and zooming out and then zooming in. This is a still scene because there is motion on the scene. If the scene is a still scene like this one, like this opening scene, that is a still scene. The camera is not moving and the characters are not moving. These characters are moving, but these are so small, but that it doesn't matter here. So I'll select this video, the starting video, this scene. I'll go to this crop button and then I'll add pan and zoom. Okay, I don't want the ending to be this small. Now, how to know if you want to zoom in or zoom out? Okay, look at the next scene. The next scene we're zooming in, and the next scene we're zooming out, and the next scene we're zooming in. It goes alternate. So we're zooming in this scene, so we zoom out in this scene on the first scene. Okay. Uh, so let's watch it again. So we're zooming out. Let's make it a little slow. How do we go by? How do we slow the pan and zoom? Is decrease the difference between the frames. That's the best way to do it. Okay. Now if we watch it, it was moving just a little bit. Okay. That's how you go by making the. That's what you have so far. Now I stopped on focusing on the umbrella so that when we're starting with the starting scenes of the movie, we can start with the umbrella scene. So I think, yeah, when the car is opening, there's the umbrella. How do I know this? I've watched this movie like 2, 3 times already. Let's cut the scenes. Bring them down in the timeline. Remember, as you have a lot of scenes here, don't make it chaotic for yourself. Keep the video here and the trailer that you're making above the video and the scenes you're cutting below the video. Up to you how you want to manage it. Um, just start cutting from here so that we have it. Yeah, this is the scene we want right now. Let's cut everything else and let's focus on that scene only right now. Okay. So yeah, how do we go here is give it a little transition. It's not that smooth. That's how we're changing the scene. Um, you can change it in any ways, but when you have to show relation between one thing which is in the past and in the future, focus on the thing and change the surroundings. Okay, if you've seen in the movie, whenever you're showing this thing which was in the past and now it's in the future, focus on the thing and change the surroundings. Like if you're changing from day to night, focus on the moon. If you're changing from night to day, focus on the moon. Keep the position of the moon wherever it is. Okay, if I say this yellow thing is the moon, I'm just giving an example. The yellow thing is the moon. In the day scene, keep the position of the sun parallel to the moon. Change the surroundings. That's how you show relation between two things which are in the past and in the future. So trying to show this thing here that you know it okay. So two things are happening here. The user is getting a little suspicious of why changed suddenly. Okay. The viewer starts thinking a lot of things with this one. So that's how we're changing the scene. Remove the extra part, okay? We need the scene, but we just want the boy to be excited. Let's remove this, okay? We can either start the, okay, I think we have a different ending for the trailer. I like this ending more, focusing straight on the topic. So let's add this ending, not the ending, sorry, starting. Let's delete this. Let's select this, move it after this one. So yeah. No, I think that one was better. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's how we're changing the scene. Okay, so the boy is excited now. Let's bring it in again. Now, we're not going to make the whole trailer. It will take a lot of time. Let's go to the next step. Why is motion important? Okay. We have focused on how to start a trailer. Now, why is motion important? Which was the third point also of zoom out of the scene to show motion. Now, why is motion important? Motion shows that there is more to come. Okay. If it's the ending of the trailer, try to fade out. Okay. Try to black out. But when it's motion, it just shows there is more to come. It creates curiosity. Okay. It doesn't bore the viewer. If you're watching a still scene, what is a still scene? A scene where nothing is moving and, you know, only the camera is moving. That is just motion. A still scene is where nothing is moving and only the camera is moving. The camera moving is the motion that we have to add if it's not there. If it's a scenery, add the camera moving motion to not bore the viewer. You can't look at a scenery, a picture, or that sort for 5 seconds. Okay, it doesn't bore the viewer, and it makes it more dramatic. Now, dramatic here doesn't mean the drama dramatic, but dramatic is everything related to making it more movie-like. Okay. Now, that was just why is motion important. We have been focusing on since the starting of the trailer that there is motion in every scene. Okay. Now, the third step is how to change a scene. Now, the best way to change a scene is when the music or the beat changes. We are not really working on the beat here because, again, depending on the movie, if it's a fast movie, this movie is slow, so we have to keep the trailer slow. Okay, set the mindset for the movie in the trailer only. Um, just a second. Set the mindset of the movie in the trailer only. So the best way to change the scene is when the music or the beat changes. Now, if we are making a trailer for the action movie, so we're changing scenes, changing when the beat is changing. Um, Music and the video go in correspondence. Okay. You can either start by making the you can start with two ways. Make the combination of the clips, then choose the music according to it, or you choose the perfect music that you think is perfect for the video or the trailer, and go with the movie then. The best example of choosing the sound and then editing the video according to the sound is kinetic typography. You can look it up to see what it is. I'll just, yeah. So that's all. And how to change a scene? To make the scene change, change it with the sound. Okay. Okay, you don't want the scene change to be noticed, like this one, like the one where dealing with the umbrella thing. We don't want it to be noticeable. We want it to be transitional. We need it to be a smooth transition. But when we need to show that the scene is changing, change it with the beat, to make it noticeable. Add motion when changing a scene to make it smooth and so that it doesn't look forced. Okay, like this one. Add motion in the scene when you're changing the scene so that it doesn't look forced and it looks smooth. That's how you change a scene. Now building up. Okay. Again, taking the example of story writing in English. Whenever you're writing a story, there's a graph for it. The graph goes like, this is the starting. I'm just using my arrow. Okay. This is the starting. Now this is the happy part and the sad part and then the climax and then the ending. If you can't see, it's okay. Don't care about this. How you write a story in English is use the climax to create suspense. Okay, that's how climax is. Use the climax in the movie to create suspense in the trailer as well. You can make it interesting by building up. Now, building up doesn't necessarily mean um, building up the beats and, you know, building up the suspense. It just means reaching more towards the plot. Okay, the main plot. Building up here just means reaching more towards the main plot of the movie. You know, um, start with a very vague idea. Okay, we're focusing on a dad leaving his son right now. It's not even clear in the movie if the dad is leaving his son. We can either delete the scene also to make it more confusing. You know, the trailer should go from confusing to oh, like at the end of the trailer, the viewer should have more sense of the movie that they had at the starting 5 seconds of the trailer. You can't show the stuff related to the plot at the starting. Start relating it more towards the end. Okay, related more towards the plot of the movie when you're moving towards the end of the trailer. I'll repeat this line. Relate the trailer towards the plot of the movie when you're reaching towards the end of the trailer. Okay, I hope that's clear. So that is just building up. That's how you building up. Okay, in case of a trailer, building up is very important. This is done through increasing speed. Okay, um, increasing speed means increasing the increasing the amount of scenes in this particular time. Okay, in the period of 5 seconds, I have one scene here. But if I add three scenes in the period of 5 seconds, it just creates speed. It just means the scenes are changing quickly. That's how you create speed. Okay. Now increasing the video, which means adding more scenes in one frame. That's what I said. Keeping in mind, it goes along with the music also. If you're making the music according to the, if you're making the trailer according to the music, okay? Now, the second point is revealing the plot of the movie, but not exposing it. Keeping in mind, do not expose the plot. As you show more and more plots, the movie looks like diverse and well made. Okay, you also have to complement the movie here. Okay, so what this means is the same line, show more plot when you're reaching towards the end. That is building up. Okay. Next point is adding titles. This is a really important point. But titles and dialogue go hand in hand. Okay. If your movie has dialogue, use dialogue and titles in between every scene change. You know, we can use a dialogue after every scene here, a title after every scene here, but the movie doesn't have dialogue, so we can't use dialogue. But it's up to you. If you want, you can. We're not using them in this video, in this trailer. So adding titles plays a really important role. Well, how does it help? So as you know, a trailer is really short. A trailer is a 45-second trailer for a 15-minute long video or 10-minute long video. So adding title in a movie is a way to express more stuff in less time. You need to express more about the movie in less time. Add title. It's a way to add questions. Questions create more suspense than statements. Okay, you can either use titles as a statement or as a question to the user, and the answer of those questions will be in the movie. Okay, if you watch the movie trailer, you can either state the scene, what is happening here. You can either state what is happening in the trailer at that point of time, or you can ask the question related to that scene in the trailer. Okay. Adding both is not okay. Okay, do not add questions and statements. Choose one according to the genre of the movie. If you want to add questions, add only questions. Okay. If you want to add statements, add only statements. Now, moving towards dialogue. Dialogue, I think, is more important than titles in a movie. When you have more dialogues in a movie, use more dialogues than the titles. And the dialogue should be little meaningful dialogues, not just anything. Adding dialogues as a way to show emotion, you know. Um, we have this person saying a dialogue, but we need that character in the movie to relate with the viewer. How to connect with the movie when you relate with the character in the movie. Show dialogue, add dialogue. It shows emotion. When you show emotion, the user connects more. Okay. If the movie has no dialogue, add more scenes of face close-ups or characters. What we're doing here is we're adding more scenes of faces, face close-ups or character when the movie doesn't have any dialogue. Okay. Avoid without character scenes. Okay. That's how you do with dialogue. Now, ending. This is a really important part of making a trailer. Never share the ending. I said this earlier in the session also. It is the main part of the trailer. A trailer is allowed to share the plot of the movie. Now, what is plot? Plot is the starting, the story making, and the climax, but never the solution. Solution is the ending. The plot doesn't contain the solution. So the trailer is allowed to share the plot of the movie, but is never allowed to share the solution. The climax can be shown, but never the ending or the solution. Okay. But hints of ending can be given, but carefully. Okay. You can give the hints of how the ending is going to be. Now, how to give those hints? It's just showing it without the scene. That's just typical storytelling here, which comes with making trailers or watching trailers or reading books. Because if you're a storyteller, you will know about this. So that's how you end a scene. Now I'll show you, not show, I'll tell you a demo sequence of how you can make a trailer. A demo sequence of how you can make a trailer is, you can make a trailer in 5 points. Okay. A cold open. Now the second point could be introduction. The third point could be escalation or building up. Fourth point is the climax. And the fifth point is leaving it at the edge. I'll share everything, everything I'm saying, all the pointers with you, in a document. I'll share all these pointers. Now, how do we go? Now, this is like the last 5 minutes of this session. To conclude it, making a trailer is obviously more intense process. It's not just learning the ethics and making a trailer. It's a little more intense process and involves a lot of deep thinking, like storytelling. But the main aspect is not to spoil the movie. Okay. A trailer should not spoil the movie, but it should also share the plot of the movie. You know what a plot is? It should not spoil the movie, but it should share the plot of the movie in a really less time without revealing it. So that is just how storytelling works. Okay. It basically, giving a overall of the movie without explaining it. We're telling them the movie, but we're not explaining them the movie. Okay. This is, however, just the starting, start making trailers. This is how you make trailers. It helps you with stuff. if you make it again and again, you watch movies, you watch the trailers of the movies, you'll get an idea of how to go with it. If you want, I can give you a demo short movie for you to practice making a trailer on, and you can just submit those trailers, and I'd love to see them. If you want, you can just I'll stop sharing now. That is all I think for today's class. If you want, I'll share you a short movie and you can practice making a trailer with that movie. I'll share all the links with that class, this class also. Thank you for joining the video editing session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Now I'll take doubts.
Dia, I was asking that to like add some motion and making it smooth, and so how to change the scene basically. So should I add some animations with very little duration between this scenes, so it will be something
By
smooth.
animation, do you mean transition?
Yeah, sorry, transitions.
Yeah, you can add them.
transitions.
You can add them transition. Yeah, that is basically adding motion only. So you
And
can add
you can
transition.
build up the you can build
Yeah.
up the things at the end. When you watch it, you just watch the scenes carefully, you yourself understand that how can I build it up.
Yeah, you can build it up by building the speed either. Okay, either
Yeah,
build up the
and we
speed or
yeah
build up the. Okay, there are two ways to build up that we focus on today. Build up the speed, add more scenes in this period of time, or you can either start showing more plot. Okay.
like in the starting of the trailer there is one scene, and in the ending of the trailer there is another scene, so the viewer could understand that, oh, this is the matter.
Yeah, that's actually how you can go by. Yeah, keeping in mind you don't reveal anything about the movie.
Yeah, and Didi, I was asking that if there is a if there was a story in the movie, like there is a story, so then we can add titles like, could they do this, could they do that,
Yes.
could they escape from there, could they find the treasure, something. These are some little examples of the ideas taken by people. So if there is a stories, then we can add titles like, would they be able to make up?
Yeah, that's what titles are for. You can use questions while using titles, or you can just state. If we had to add a title for this trailer, you can add it like a yellow umbrella that changes everything. This is a statement. Or you can either add a question, but question I prefer for more suspense or thriller movies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like if they are in the prison, and then we can say that, can they escape? And then a question mark.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so thank you so much, Didi. It was a really very, very, very interesting session. I enjoyed a lot.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.